Yo, diggity dogs. How's it hanging? So it's been a week since my surgery. And I am in significantly less pain. My cigarette is wet. I'm in significantly less pain, which is fantastic. I'm still recovering a fair bit. Um, so, yeah, I can't work for a month, basically, which is a little shit. But hey, I'll get by. But, so, yeah. As a writer, sometimes it isn't enough to just put things on the page. Especially for me, because I guess because I'm an actor as well, um, and I've also drawn a lot. Uh, my creative outlets vary, whether it be drawing, sometimes on Photoshop, um, designing things, um, or writing or filmmaking or acting. Sometimes poetry, whatever it is, I find my outlet there. Outlet, rather. Outlet. It's not outlet. I don't know if you could hear, but I just farted. Anyway, um, so as a creative, when it comes to writing, sometimes writing on the page simply is enough, or typing. Sometimes I think for me as an actor, that getting up and moving around and acting out maybe a scene or sequences helps me. Now, Jesus, I nearly fell off this chair. Now, to, you know, to someone that might just sound like playing pretend. And to be honest, that's exactly what it is. And I want to talk about how it's something I would 100% recommend. I grew up largely as I would call myself like I've got siblings, but I pretty much grew up as an only child because my brother and my sister are 11 and 9 years older than me, respectively. So the age gap was large, and the way that I found myself occupying my time was playing out in this backyard and in this shed, and I was often playing pretend. And I started by reenacting things that I liked, whether it be Star Wars, Buzz Lightyear cartoons, Doctor Who, things like that. And then I started coming up with my own stories and characters and things. And to be perfectly honest, all of my stuff when I first started coming up with it was just blatant rip-offs. And to a certain extent, you know, it is still very clear where my ideas get their inspiration from. But regardless, I started by playing pretend, and that's how I became a storyteller first, is playing pretend. And when I met my good friend Jono, um, that was how I conveyed stories to him. Now, I play pretend with my friends all the time, as most kids do. I play pretend at school. Starting in primary school, I was I'd say prolific and look, I was a bit of a control freak. Sometimes I wanted people to play exactly what I wanted to play, the scenarios that I wanted to play. But anyway, I started with that, and then me and my best friend Cameron, we would also play pretend in the same backyard here. Um, and then when I met my other best friend Jono, we we came up with superheroes together, and we would basically act out the stories that we had for each other. We'd put on voices or explain scenes or make explosion noises, all this kind of stupid shit. But that's honestly where I got my storytelling from. That's where I got it from. And sometimes and still, when I'm writing scripts, every now and then I get fucking restless, and all I can do, if a scene isn't working, if it's boring, if I want to write but I can't write, I've hit a wall, I get up out of my chair and move around. I play pretend. And, as a 23-year-old man now, little weird sometimes. My parents' neighbors have probably caught several glimpses of me doing it in this yard, Yeah, they've caught me. Sorry, I'm childish. Doing it. I'm sorry. Anyway, but the point is, even though I'm 23 years old now, I still play pretend. And I 100%, as an actor, as a creator, as a writer, do it. Recommend it. It helps you get things out sometimes. Now, it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it certainly is mine. And this shed has seen the early concepts of majority of the movies and TV shows and whatever that I am trying to write now. And it's seen new ideas too. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you don't just have to sit down and boringly type away. You're doing something exciting, and if it's a story you want to tell, it should excite you. It should motivate you. It should make you want to move. You should want to actualize it. And sometimes, for me, making lightsaber noises or whatever, explosions, blah, blah, running around, jumping up and down, pretending I'm different characters, it really helps me visualize what I want to write. And when I have finally fleshed out that scene, I can stop, go, okay, fuck, I've got it. And then I sit back down and I type it out, and it turns out. So, yeah, don't knock the value of playing pretend. That's what I learned. Because as an actor now, people are asking me to do it on stage and paying for me to do it on stage, so why not do it in my spare time? Because it's fun and it helps me create. So if that's something that helps you, fucking do it. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go for a walk and get myself some papers and filters, because I've nearly run out of those. But yeah, play pretend, have fun, create how you create. If there's an urge, man, just I would recommend it. If you haven't tried it and you're struggling hitting that wall every fucking time you sit down to write, try playing pretend. It's childish, but man, children have imagination, and so do you. So why not?